Hello and welcome. I am Xlight and this is my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the strange disappearance of Sharon Buis from the Mount Roberts Trail in Alaska. Before we get started with this, if you would please give this video a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you are not subscribed and you would like to be and you're interested in this kind of topic, please do so. And when you do, ring that bell. That way you'll be notified when my content goes live. Also, thanks to the magic of YouTube, I now have a thank you button, which is right down there. Yep, looks like a heart. And if you're feeling generous and you would like to leave a tip, you can. It's not necessary, but it is there. All right, are you guys ready? Let's get into this. On May 23rd of 2014, 48-year-old Sharon Buis went on a solo hike in the Mount Roberts area of Alaska. But she did not leave a note, and she did not tell anyone exactly where she'd be going. She was due to meet a friend the next day at 8:45 in the morning. They were going to go on a hike, but Sharon never showed up. Sharon was last seen at Alaska Marine Lines, which is a business in downtown Juneau near the rock dump at 9:30 a.m. on May 23rd, 2014. And that is based on receipts that troopers found in her car. She vanished on that hike, and no clues to her whereabouts have been found since. Sharon Buis had lived in Juneau, Alaska since about 2004. She was a physical therapist with Juneau Physical Therapy out of its Valley location inside the Alaska Club. She was last seen at work on Thursday, May 22nd of 2014. She also ran a personal business. In addition to her job as a physical therapist, she shipped office chairs out of Alaska Marine Lines, which is why she happened to be there that day. She was an experienced hiker. She had biked from Alaska to Canada, and she had just recently returned from an ice camping trip in Greenland. She was more than able and prepared to go on a short hike. She was also an avid runner. She played hockey and she kayaked. She basically did it all, and she did it all outdoors. Sharon was reported missing by her longtime hiking partner, Ann Johnson, when she called the police after she missed the hike with the Juneau Alpine Club. They were supposed to hike to Hawthorne Peak at 9 a.m. on May 24th, but Buis didn't turn up, and it was really unusual for her. At the last sighting in downtown Juneau, Sharon was wearing bright-colored exercise clothing. She had a black cast on her left hand at the time. Sharon is 5 foot 8 inches tall, 135 pounds. She has brown hair, blue eyes. She has scars on her knee, her left hand, her neck, and shoulder, and tattoos on her upper left arm and shoulder. She also had an orthopedic screw implanted in her body. Anne had a bad feeling about her friend no-showing. So bad that she left a wedding reception early to drive around the trailheads in the Juneau area to try to find Sharon's car. On May 24th, 2014, about 9:30 p.m., Anne found Sharon's car at the Mount Roberts trailhead. So the search began at about 1 a.m. on Sunday, May 25th. Juneau's local search and rescue community, coordinated by Alaska State Troopers, involved Southeast Alaska Dogs, U.S. Coast Guard, and the Alpine Club. Many friends and families scoured the Mount Juneau Trail system looking for Sharon. The Search and Rescue Command Center was located in the Mount Roberts Tramway restaurant. On Monday, May 26th, the search widened to encompass the backcountry, and then the next day, searchers scaled back the perimeter and combed back over Mount Roberts and Mount Juneau. On Wednesday, they focused on Mount Juneau and the lower, less rugged end of the Mount Roberts Trail. The Coast Guard conducted a helicopter search Sunday evening with night vision and FLIR, but did not come up with any leads. Another aerial search was done the next day for about 3 hours, covering the Mount Juneau ridgeline, Mount Roberts Ridgeline, Sheep Creek drainage, as well as the Granite Creek Basin. These were areas where it was not safe for the ground searchers to cover the ravines or the snowfields. The snow conditions in these locations was deteriorating. Searchers are quoted as saying, "We've been all over those hillsides and again assessing where it is likely that she has been. We have thoroughly searched that area, and then we've searched and double searched again. Then we've searched areas outside of that, and then searched again areas that she could have gone but isn't likely. Even those areas have been double checked." The dogs showed interest, but they didn't really necessarily alert to scent on the trail above Mount Roberts Tram on Sunday. On Tuesday morning, a different search and rescue dog detected her scent close to the Mount Roberts trailhead near the parking lot. Sharon owned a handheld emergency activation device with GPS, but she had left it at home. Her overnight backpack was also found in her home. Her cell phone was not found, and the cell company wasn't able to identify the phone's location, indicating that it was most likely turned off. The Alaska State Troopers finally suspended the search for Sharon after 4 days of combing Mount Juneau and Mount Roberts. Too early, in the view of many of her friends and family. According to the Juneau Police Department, Detective Nick Garza, a lead came in from someone who was hiking several months later on July 6th. He was in an area in the Glory Hole located at the end of the Perseverance Trail system. He'd come across a bear down there, and he was wondering if the bear was down there looking for something to eat or had come across something. And on his way back up, he thought he caught a foul odor, maybe something decaying or something like that, said Garza. After discussions between the Alaska State Troopers and the Juneau Mountain Rescue, a small group was sent out a few days after that lead came in, but the searchers found absolutely nothing. No clues, no signs. Garza said that he had searched Buis's home several times, and he found nothing that was seemingly out of place. He said that Juneau Police Department still had no reason to suspect foul play, but that it wasn't going to close the door on any possibility. In August of 2014, a local man with experience exploring Juneau's old mining shafts, Brian Weed, led a small team to search for Sharon inside the abandoned mine shafts on the back of Mount Roberts. Despite the extensive search of the area, there were 0 clues, no remains turned up, no bright clothing, and Sharon was never seen again. She vanished. So, what happened to Sharon Buis? Was there misadventure? Did she get lost, stumble, become injured? After such a thorough search and several years after the disappearance and still nothing, it seems surprising that no remains have been located. But there are inaccessible areas that have not been thoroughly searched by ground searchers, which, by the way, means that they're inaccessible to the ground searchers. They were inaccessible to her as well. Could it have been an animal attack? There was no evidence of that. Nothing. None of her clothing, nothing that suggested a struggle. There was no blood. They found nothing. Could it have been foul play? Sharon's vehicle was found at the trailhead, so she evidently arrived, and the dog did find her scent at that exact same spot, but nowhere else. Could she have been abducted by someone at the trail or snatched from her car, which was parked at the Mount Roberts trailhead? That seems likely. Unfortunately, we may never know. However, somewhere out there is at least one person who knows. If you have heard anything, no matter how small the detail seems, so many cases are solved by the smallest detail. Please call the police department and give them any information that you might have. Literally anything is better than nothing and could help solve the case. Thank you for coming to my channel, and good night.